Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanish Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanas. This is episode 237, season 10. Today's date is July 18th, 2023, and welcome to the show. On today's program, I will talk about my memories of buying blue jeans from brands and stores that no longer exist in the Chicagoland area. This is around when I was a teenager, maybe younger than that. So I'll give you a few examples later on to explain. Also, I will talk about Red Cross Spaghetti. This was a company that was founded in Chicago, and this product was very popular a long time ago, and it sounded good. Okay, so right now the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Zenith Video Recorder. And this is one of the first VCRs introduced in the mainstream. So first was Sony Betamax, but this is, I think it's the American that was manufactured in America. So this commercial is from the late 1970s. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the program. Thank you, everyone.
I control this television network. I control the other networks, too. I pick the shows, and I pick the times. With the new Zenith video cassette recorder, I can tape anything on TV and watch it anytime I want. I can watch one show and tape another, or tape shows when I'm out. With the new Zenith video cassette recorder, I make the TV schedule fit my schedule.
Zenith, now that great name in TV, brings you another great way to enjoy it.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Zenith video recorder. It's one of the earliest VCRs that was made in the late 1970s. Of course, the other one was Sony Betamax. That was a different format of that particular appliance. I bought my first VCR in the mid 1980s, and that was Panasonic. I think I talked about this on a previous podcast episode, but Zenith made one, and that was huge. They were huge back then, and it's in a way it was innovative, and it did the same thing like it does now. Yeah, but today televisions are skinnier, wider, clearer. Not like back then. No HD, no Blu-ray, no 4K. No, it's just plain. That's what happens. That's what happened back then. But it got smaller as years went on. Then it got less expensive, and then Sony Betamax went away. But there are a lot of tapes, movie tapes that are collectibles, and also the recorders. People they're fascinated. They're geeks. They like to do that. One day I asked my Facebook page on Vanish Chicagoland, do you still own a VCR? And people said, yes, some people do. I do too. I don't use it much, not to record shows, but to play VHS tapes. I have a few, and I did a demonstration on a video about last year. I connected it in my bedroom. And it was kind of nostalgic. It was nice. I love that but now we got streaming. Well, we have cable, but cable's going bye soon, like that. So that's why I signed up for YouTube TV. So that's that. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I will talk about my memories of buying blue jeans from brands and stores that no longer exist in the Chicagoland area. Also, I'll talk about Red Cross spaghetti. Before I get started, I'll talk about a couple things. One, I will go to the doctor tomorrow. That's my urologist. I have an appointment. I have a checkup. I'm worried. I'm frightened. I'm nervous, because I got the test results already, but I'm not going to say anything here. I'm going to wait what he says tomorrow, and then I will reveal it on the next episode. But I will reveal it on social media when I come back and explain everything, what he's going to say. It's not bad news. I don't think so. Yeah, I think everything will be okay. Also, the second thing I want to mention, my group, Chicagoland, that is, the group, had 150,000 members. Last I looked, it grew over 5,000. So I have 155,000 over that and still growing. I still add members. I don't have time, to get everybody in. I'll do that later on today, I hope. Excuse me. So, it's still growing. It's still growing, and I'm very blessed. I'm very appreciative. People love the group because one person mentioned it's one of the best groups on Facebook. It's great because it's clean, it's informative, no nonsense. Every group has spam, trolls. People fight. I tried to get rid of it. It's not easy. All people have to do is report it, and I'll get rid of them. And it's not easy. That's not an easy job, so I do my best. And thank you again, everyone, for making this group very successful. I also have the page. It's the same thing. I have about 77,000 followers. So that's awesome. All right, so let's get started. We'll talk about my memories of buying blue jeans from brands and stores from the Chicagoland area. Now, I started wearing blue jeans probably very late, not grade school, probably high school. Yeah, I don't know why. Because when I looked at blue jeans when I was a kid, it didn't look funny to me. And my mom asked me if I want to buy them. I go, no, I don't want to buy it. But then I got older, and then when I went to high school at Bogan, I decided to because everyone wore. Everybody, the jean jackets, the jeans, so I started wearing that. And so did my brothers and my friends from the neighborhood and friends from high school. It was a cool thing, You had the comb in the back of the pocket, like that. And the brands I bought, most was Levi's. I bought Levi's. And also I bought Lee and Wrangler. Bought those. And they were very popular. Also, other brands that I'm trying to remember were Tough Skins from Sears. I never bought Tough Skins. No. But they were advertised heavily on television. I saw it on TV all the time, practically every day. And so did everyone else at that time. And excuse me. So let's see. So, jeans were very popular, not in the 60s, but in the 70s and 80s. And then more brands came. Like, for example, we had, like the disco era, we had Jordache. Remember that? I never bought it, but that was advertised a lot on television. There was Jordache, Sergio Valenti, Sedgefield. I think that's what it's called. There was Chic. Do you remember that? And Calvin Klein, where Brooke Shields was famous for those commercials and those ads. She was a very pretty girl. She's still a lovely lady today. And that went on to all the way to the 80s and 90s. And I'm still wearing my jeans. I still wear my Levi's. I love them. They're comfortable. I wear other pants, but jeans I like. Even short pants, long pants, 501 Levi's. Now the stores I bought my jeans, I'll give you an example. I remember buying them at Fort City Mall on the southwest side of Chicago near my old house. I bought them at Just Pants. Remember that store? It was downstairs in the lower level in Peacock Alley, and they had a store there. And I bought a couple of times there. Also, there was the county seat. They had I believe they had a store there. I think they did. There were a lot of locations, the county seat. So they specialize in Levi's. I don't know if they had other brands. I don't remember. So they had the county seat, and then let's see what else. There was Just Jeans. Remember that there was a store on 79th Street, right across the street from Bogan High School. I think there was a jeans store there, and this was in the early 70s. And someone mentioned there was one in Oak Park, or or was it Just Pants? They mentioned the locations. I found an ad that was at Just Jeans in Dalton, Illinois. And there was also a jean store called the Pants Box. I think they sold other clothes. That was on South Archer Avenue, I think near Kedzie. And they had like a sign or something like that, and it said Pants Box. I thought that was unusual. But once I posted this yesterday, when I announced that I'm going to talk about the subject, people remember where they bought them. And they mentioned the stores and the brands. Mostly it was Just Pants, because Just Pants was everywhere. They had a store in Michigan Avenue, the Fort City, which I mentioned. I think one in Oak Park, the one in River North, most in the malls. I don't know if Evergreen Park did. I know Lincoln Mall in Madison did, and maybe Orland Park at Orland Square, possibly. So it's a lot of fun. All right, right now I'm going to play a commercial for Levi's. This is from the 1970s. And you would remember this commercial. And it's that goofy song. It goes, doo, 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 doo. So once I play the song, I'll describe it. Okay? So here's the Levi's commercial from the 1970s. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning, world. Good morning to you. Well, I'm wearing my Levi's. 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 Bright, shiny world. Well, I'm ready for you. Wearing my Levi's. Levi's. Levi's.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Levi's. This is from the 1970s. You probably remember this, that goofy song where you can catch it on YouTube. It's this kid, he appears and reappears somewhere around his neighborhood in front of his house. And they used to show this commercial a lot when I was growing up, when I came home from school and watched television. Like, for example, Magilla Gorilla. Let's see, Speed Racer, The Munsters. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, the Brady Bunch, Batman, the Monkees, and the Partridge Family. I'm sure they played on Channel 9. The shows I mentioned, they aired on Channel 32. Maybe I didn't mention that. Like, for example, Gilligan's Island, The Flintstones, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, Hogan's Heroes. Like around that area, around starting at 3 o'clock, all the way to 6. And they showed this commercial like every day. And I remember this commercial very well. You can't get the song out of your head. And like I said, it's kind of goofy and it's fun to watch. I don't know who sings this song. I don't know. I didn't do research on it. No, sorry. Okay, so that's my memories of buying blue jeans from brands and stores that don't exist in the Chicagoland area. Oh, right now, if I want to buy a new pair of jeans, I go to Kohl's or that. Or I forgot to mention the Gap. That came later. The Gap's still around, but they're a little more. They have more variety, not like back then, because they sold. I think they sold jeans first, like that. They did that, and they last a long time. They're very comfortable indeed. Okay. Next up, I'm going to talk about Red Cross spaghetti. Now, a lot of people today don't really remember this brand, but I think like people older than me did, and it was very, very popular. Probably it was there for a long time. Started about over 100 years ago, and you would find them in like grocery stores, like for example, Jewel, Dominic's, maybe Hilo Foods or National Foods. You name it, they had it. So I'll give you a history of this place. There's not much. So this was founded, the product that is Red Cross spaghetti was founded by the John B. Canepa Company. And they were founded by two brothers. And they were from Genoa, Italy. And they came over to Chicago. And it was founded in 1860. I think that was true. I think so. 1860. And so this is probably started like in a little store or maybe not a plant. So they probably made everything homemade. So the whole family migrated there. And I think the first, and then when the Chicago fire happened in October of 1871, it burned down. Then they rebuilt it, and it was located like around 100 or 102 Indiana Avenue. I think that's the South Loop or something, or that's, yeah, I think it's something. That was the address, but I think the address has changed back then. So, like that. So it's probably around the downtown area. And so they started manufacturing this this brand, this spaghetti, and it just it took off like hotcakes. They didn't make hotcakes; it just did that. And so the founders they passed away later on, and then their sons took over and their wives, and they ran the plant. And eventually, the plant moved on about 310 West Grand Avenue. It's on the River North area. And that was there until it closed, like that. And when I posted this about yesterday, people remembered the spaghetti. They remember it came in a, excuse me, I sneezed. Excuse me about that. It came in a box like that, and the paper was dark blue, maybe light blue, and it was blue tissue paper, and it protected the spaghetti from not being yellow. It didn't turn yellow. Well, it was yellow, probably. Maybe it was white. I don't know. They said that, and what the memories of these people mentioned that it was very long and folded in half like that, very long spaghetti. And they liked that a lot. They really did. And which I never knew that. I decided to talk about this product when I was having dinner the other night with my mom and my brother, and she made pasta. And she brought up Red Cross. And I said, well, and I said, Mom, do you remember this spaghetti? She goes, yes, I did. I bought it all the time. It was very good. It was very long, but it was very tasty. Oh, that's great. Yeah, but I don't remember it. She must have bought it when I was very little. but she bought other brands as, like Cremettes or, like other Prince spaghetti after that. Anyway, so I found an ad from 1957, September 20th. It was for Red Cross, and not only they sold spaghetti, they sold macaroni. So I'll give you an example. Not example, I'll give you a list of what else they sold, of the products they sold. They sold spaghetti, thin spaghetti, and they had in sizes long or short, and also they had they were bite sized like that. So the macaroni was bite sized too. So the macaroni was long as well, and also they made rigatoni, mustacholi, and large shells, and also they made egg noodles. Okay. They what I found out the this was interesting. The cross was from something about it was like a symbol or something from Genoa. I'm not exactly sure, but that's where they got the Red Cross. Oh, it's right here. It was like a bow in the direction of the Duke of Genoa, and that was his emblem, and that's where they got the Red Cross. Okay, I gotcha. I apologize. So I'm trying to remember if I ate the spaghetti. I probably did, but a lot. But used to see those everywhere in the stores. The plant, which was located on Grand Avenue, it closed. I'm not sure. Maybe in the 80s or 90s. Right now, it's a loft loft apartments or condos. If you're driving around the River North area, and you find the address at 310 West Gravener Avenue, there it was. That's where they manufacture it, like that. You know, I found an ad with Polk Brothers, and they had like a contest, like a spaghetti cooking contest, and Red Cross was sponsoring that. So that was kind of cool. And this happened at the Polk Brothers location at 85th and Cottage Grove on the south side. They did that, which was fascinating. You know how long spaghetti cooks? It's a lot. It takes time to simmer it and cook it. Oh, you got to strain it. Get rid of the starch and all that. But spaghetti is one of my favorite foods. I love it. I really do. Okay, so that's it for this program. I'll give you a recap of what I talked about. I talked about my memories of buying blue jeans from brands and stores in the Chicagoland area that no longer exist. Also, I talk about Red Cross spaghetti. All right. So this program will be published later on today, and it will be available wherever podcasts are. I've said this many times. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. You can subscribe. You will receive a notification when the episodes are ready to listen. Also, it'll be on my YouTube channel, Van Chicagoland Stories. A lot of people still ask me, where do I find your podcast? And I always tell them the easiest way to find them is there. If you don't have, you can listen on your computer, your phone, your tablet, your laptop. Hit subscribe, and it'll be ready. Also, it'll be on my social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, also, Instagram as well, and also in the new one, Threads. You can click on the link like that. Also, it'll be on my blog, vanchicagoland.blog. Okay. So I will do another podcast probably this weekend. Well, we'll see what I'll talk about. I got time to think it over. Okay. So that's it, everyone. This is Pico Stanis, your host for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. I had a great time. Excuse me for the coughing and the sneezing. It's the air. We got the Canadian air, and I've been staying indoors. So I haven't done my walking much. I should, but we'll see about today. But it's going to get warm this week, so I got to be careful. Okay. So anyway, here's bye bye from me, and here's a little traveling music from Ray Rayners saying bye bye bye. Take care, everyone. So long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.